Sovereign citizens, becoming a court officer and the hierarchy of claims. 1. The transition from filer to officer. Once all filings are authenticated and mailed, the filer crosses an invisible threshold. No longer a participant, they become the record keeper. The one holding the wet ink originals acts as the highest officer over those instruments, in effect, the court of record for that property. So what does that actually mean? It means you now sit on the bench of your own paperwork. You decide what enters the record, what exits it, and who needs to respond. In this model, possession truly is 9/10 of the law, because you possess the originals that create the law of the file. Footnote. Holding the authenticated originals confers de facto custodial authority over the record itself. 2. Understanding the hierarchy of claims. Every financial or legal record sits inside a chain of priority. Whoever files first in time is first in right. The non-UCC filer reclaims the top position by showing the original, sealed evidence predating all commercial derivatives. All later claimants, banks, collectors, or agencies, become subordinate. So what does that actually mean? It means the one who signs last but proves first wins. The filer's authenticated record becomes the king of the chessboard, while everyone else plays pawns inside the same file. Footnote. Priority of ownership is determined by verifiable first-in-time evidence, not by subsequent assignments or transfers. 3. Issuing notice as a court of record. A true court speaks only through its clerk, and the filer now fills that role. By sending a notarized notice of claim, the filer invokes lawful authority and sets deadlines for rebuttal. If no answer arrives, the record matures into default, and default becomes judgment. So what does that actually mean? It means silence is a confession in fancy stationery. When no one replies within the timeline, the paper itself testifies that the matter is settled. Footnote. A properly served notice that receives no rebuttal becomes self-executing evidence of default. 4. Liquidation and settlement of adverse claims. Once default is established, liquidation follows. The filer issues a demand for closure, sometimes styled as a certificate of dishonor, requiring the offending party to balance or discharge the account. In commercial language, this ends the controversy without violence or suit. So what does that actually mean? It means paperwork can do what argument cannot, end the fight. By using procedure instead of emotion, the filer turns conflict into accounting. Footnote. Liquidation transforms unresolved disputes into closed ledgers by formal demand and reconciliation. 5. The ethical boundary of power. Every new authority comes with temptation. Acting as one's own court officer is not a license to bully, it's a duty to maintain honor in record. The true strength of this process lies in discipline, knowing when a claim is rightfully yours and when it isn't. So what does that actually mean? It means sovereignty without humility becomes tyranny, even on paper. The pen may be mightier than the sword, but only when guided by conscience. Footnote. The lawful exercise of private authority requires integrity equal to its procedural power.